Abraham. Lincoln's story is one of the most extraordinary journeys in human history. Born in a small wooden cabin in the rugged frontiers of Kentucky in 1809, he had no wealth, no title, and no formal education to promise him greatness. Yet, through the power of his character, his words and his vision, he would rise to become the 16th President of the United States and forever change the destiny of his nation. Lincoln's life is not just an American story. It is a universal lesson of perseverance, justice, and humanity that continues to inspire people across the United Kingdom, the United States, and around the world. From the very beginning, Lincoln's life was defined by hardship. His mother died when he was just 9 years old, leaving a deep wound that would shape his empathy for others' suffering. His father was a strict man, but Abraham was different, quiet, thoughtful, and hungry for knowledge. With little access to books, he would walk miles to borrow them from neighbors. At night, by the dim light of a fireplace, he devoured works of Shakespeare, the Bible, and great speeches, teaching himself lessons that no school could have provided. This love of learning and deep moral reflection became the foundation of the leader he would one day become. As Lincoln grew older, he worked as a farmhand, rail splitter, and store clerk, all while developing his skill in debate and storytelling. He had an unusual honesty that made people trust him, earning him the nickname Honest Abe. But what truly set him apart was his sense of justice. In his early years as a lawyer in Illinois, he often defended those who could not afford to pay him. To Lincoln, the law was not simply a career. It was a tool for fairness, a way to protect the powerless from the powerful. The America of Lincoln's time was a land of both hope and contradiction. It was a country founded on the idea that all men are created equal, yet millions of African Americans remained enslaved. The southern states depended on slavery to fuel their economy, while the North grew increasingly opposed to the institution. This tension tore at the nation's fabric, and Lincoln, with his keen moral compass, recognized that this conflict could not last forever. He once said, "A house divided against itself cannot stand." Those words would soon define his presidency. When Lincoln ran for president in 1860, the nation was already on the edge of collapse. His election was seen by the South as a threat to their way of life, and one by one Southern states declared secession. The United States was breaking apart. At just 51 years old, Lincoln found himself the leader of a nation at war with itself. It was the beginning of the Civil War, the deadliest conflict in American history. The war tested Lincoln in ways no leader could ever imagine. His generals often failed him, his own party doubted him, and newspapers mocked him as incompetent. He carried the grief of sending thousands of young men